Number
Okay,
three.
number three. Here we go. Number three, we got. I got the Eagles, and I know people are probably saying that they had the best draft. You know, everyone's going they have the best draft. Look at all the Georgia players they got now. I'm
That's
not
up
saying
there.
not saying they didn't have a good draft. Not saying they didn't. I think they had a top 3 draft. And when I was originally going over this list, I had them at number 1. It's all going to depend on Jalen Carter. That is what is going to make or break this team. I mean, you only gave up a fourth, next year's fourth.
Next year's fourth.
Only gave up a next year's fourth to get him.
Yep.
But he off the field struggles. It looks like he doesn't give his all, and it makes me wonder, now that he's drafted, does he care anymore? He's got that contract. He's got the money now. Is he gonna keep putting in the effort? Does he want to be a winner? Or is he content with just making the NFL, making his money, staying in for 5 or 6 years, and moving out? It makes you wonder with that. They also got Nolan
I don't
Smith.
really have any wonders. I think Jalen Carter is the real deal. And I don't think that there's character concerns, but I can understand if you have a young roster like the Bears, you don't want to take the chance, right?
Absolutely.
I think the Eagles taking the chance makes a lot of sense, and I think that they should be rewarded for it, right? I think that that's kind of been their draft philosophy. They have a team that's ready, and so I think that's what they kind of went with. They went with a lot of players who maybe have really low floors, but also have really high ceilings.
It's living and dying by it.
Yep.
You're not going to end up being average in the middle. You're not going to either be decent. You're going to be really good or it's really bad with chemistry. It's just how it is. It just sucks too because the Eagles in their first round, both players they got fell right in their goddamn lap. Right in their lap. Didn't have to do anything for it. Nolan Smith. So many teams before could have used him. My only thing is maybe he sucks, Maybe he's just not good and that's why teams passed on him.
He could, but he's a big traits guy. Again, one of those high ceiling type guys. I think he ran, what, a 4.44 at his size? I mean...
It's in there, yeah, 4.4 something.
He was, maybe even faster. Maybe he was a 4.39. Was he a 4.3 guy? I mean, for an edge, it's nuts.
Yeah, it's a big boy doing that. I also love that they got Tanner McKee.
Me too.
I like Tanner McKee. I wish he would have gone to a different team where he could actually probably see the field,
Yeah.
I think he's going to die as a backup now until he gets, on his next contract with another team. He's a tall guy. He's very tall.
Yeah, definitely prototypical size.
You give him a chance to go. I think he does pretty good. I think he does.
I have a lot of faith in Tanner McKee, and I like Keely Ringo as well. I think they got a steal on him at 105. So.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
On to Houston.
Yep.
Or you got more?
I was just about to say Moro Ojomo, great name.
All-time name. 249. That's late in the draft for an all-time name. I know you'd bring him home real soon. You'd say, "Come on, come on home.
Get in the car. I'll drive you myself.
Exactly.
I'll chauffeur you.
Exactly.
Just don't break my seat. Pretty heavy."
Exactly. On to Houston. I think that they definitely had a top 3 draft. CJ Stroud, Will Anderson, both great players. And I think that it took balls to come back up to 3, right?
Oh, that's crazy.
Get Will Anderson. That was one of the biggest. One of the biggest moments in the first round for sure. I think they're both going to be studs. Honestly, I'm really excited about both of them. Tank Dell at wide receiver, I think, is a sleeper. And if I'm not mistaken, CJ Stroud actually requested they go and get him.
As soon as he got drafted, he called up and said, "Hey, I want to get Tank Dell." Called up Tank Dell, said, "Hey, man, I told him I want you."
Yep.
They get him. You listen to your quarterback. Help him out.
Exactly. And Tank Dell, hometown kid from Houston, he said, "I don't want to move," and they said, "All right, sounds good."
Then
we saw the tweets.
Give him 3 years after they live with that shit franchise. I don't know how bad it is.
And then last note on Houston, I think Henry To'o.
I believe it's Tutu. Henry Tutu.
It's not Tutu. It's Toto.
Toot train.
Nope. My notes definitely say To'o. Do you need my notes?
You know what? No, I'll take your word for it.
All right. Henry Toto. He actually got mocked to the Bears a couple different times, and I think he's a really solid player as well. In the 5th round, I think it's an absolute steal. So I think they got the first two the 2 rounds, the 2 studs in the 1st round, and then they got 2 late guys that I think are going to turn out as well. So that's definitely a top 3 draft in my books.
I would say so. I would say I put them up top. All right, on to the next one. Are we on the 4th right now, I believe?
Yep.
4th.
Round 4.
4th round. I got the Texans, you got the Eagles.
Yeah, you're just going to see those names flip there. Similar reasons. I think round 1 was absolute perfection for both of these teams. We talked about McKee. So I don't really have anything else on my end, but they just I think the first 2 picks for the Texans were better than the first 2 picks for the Eagles, right? The Eagles have a better team, but I think the Texans are going to have better players at the end of the day.
Yes, I do agree that the Texans got the better players, but again, I'm going more by team. You're going by player.
Exactly.
Only thing I could add here is legendary name with Juice Scruggs. How can you not do good? I would assume the guy plays tackle with the name Juice Scruggs, not a center. But I also think they got lucky with Jarrett Patterson. I realize he's also a center, but I think you got your starting center and you got your backup center.
Yeah.
Put him right next to Laramie Tunsil. I don't know anyone else on that freaking offensive line, but C.J. Stroud, I got full faith in him. And I do believe that the Texans got the best 2 players in the draft.
Yeah.
I think best quarterback was C.J. Stroud. People could say Bryce Young. I think Bryce Young's just a little too small. And, you know, if you want to bring up the comparison that doesn't matter how big you are, look at Kyler Murray. Like everyone said, he's short. He'll do great, though. You know, dude's playing Call of Duty, you know?
Yeah.
Coming off torn ACL. But Will Anderson, I think, was the best defensive player. Absolute baller. And if the Bears did not trade their pick, or if the Bears traded back to 2 and then, you know, moved on further, I was really hoping we'd somehow end up with Will Anderson. But in the end, a great draft by both teams again.
Yep, definitely.